What's going on, everybody? It's a Wednesday night, a little bit different this time around, but we were lucky enough to have an IMAX theater nearby that was showing a one-time only early screening by a day of No Time to Die.
There you go.
Give you a bit of a plot breakdown. Things pick up once again in Daniel Craig Bond fashion. After the last one, he is just trying to live his best life, tries to reconcile with the past catches up with him, he has to say goodbye again. Flash forward a few years later, and we have more past coming back to haunt him, but Bond isn't the only one that has the past coming back this time around.
Yes.
We have 1,000,001 different beautiful locations to look at, we have some incredible cinematography, we have some fantastic acting, some even better show-stopping set pieces. I mean, going out for Daniel Craig, this is a hell of a lot better way to go out than Pierce Brosnan did in Die Another Day. This is like a fantastic movie to end on. For starters, this is a long movie. We're close to 3 hours here. We're talking 2:30, 2:45. It's a long movie, but
Be prepared.
you have to be prepared. It is a long movie. It doesn't drag though. As long as you're a Bond fan. The thing is that with this set of Bond movies, for the first time ever in its 50 or 60 year history, they're sequels. They follow a plot that goes on and on and on. And this one absolutely depends that you've seen the other ones. You kind of have to. You're not going to know who Blofeld is unless you've seen the older ones with Sean Connery. You're going to have people pop up. You're going to have situations pop up. Vesper, that gets brought up again. Now, I will say, we're going to dive into some spoiler territory about the ending here. Here we go. So, being Daniel Craig's last Bond movie, the real question is, how does it end? How does he tie it all up? Does he finally get that happy ever after? Yes and no.
Yes and no. Very hard yes and no.
It's a very hard yes and no. So, when the movie opens up, it's basically a whole back and forth with Madeline and him about, you give up your secrets, I'll give up my secrets. Well, of course, Madeline has secrets that, not even her secrets knew. But Bond is finally able to let go and forgive Vesper. We're talking, 15 years ago from Casino Royale, where he's sitting there on the boat talking to M and he says, it doesn't matter, the bitch is dead. But now he's able to, let it go. He's able to forgive her. This is a different Bond. This is a very vulnerable Bond. Come to find out, Bond's got a family. He's got a kid. And as soon as you see that little girl, that cute little girl, it's his immediately. Then baby blues flash and
I'm that's your daddy, girl.
Towards the end, he's mortally wounded and he's basically attacked by Rami Malek's character, who puts this disease, this bioweapon in him that basically says, if you make it off this island alive, you can't go anywhere near your hopeful wife and your child because you will be the death of them, literally. It will single out their DNA and murder them. In typical Bond fashion, he climbs to the very top of the bunker and he just stands there looking out over this beautifully gorgeous island as the bombs rain down and wipe them out. It is the most heartbreaking thing I've seen in a theater all year. I cried.
A really good supporting cast, I should say.
Oh, the supporting cast is great.
Fantastic.
Really fantastic. We got Felix back, Jeffrey Wright. Oh. They did my boy dirty, though. They off Felix. But once again, that goes along with the whole theme that your past will catch up to you and everything you love will die. But that's okay, right? Because the dirty little CIA scumbag, played by Billy Magnussen. Yeah, so Bond drops a car on him. I'm not talking, figuratively. He literally, drops a car on it. The car is supported by a breaking tree.
Branch.
And so Bond's like, all right, bet, buddy. Wham! You have Lashana Lynch as the new 007.
She's great.
She is great. She holds her own, and she's not your everyday standard Bond girl who's like, oh, James. Nah, she ain't taking any of his shit. She's the new 007. But it's funny, though, because there's a bit of an ego play there where she's kind of jealous that, he might be reinstated as well, but it plays well. You have Ana de Armas, who is your more traditional Bond girl, the one that kind of shows up midway through the movie, and then, oh my god, you know what happens to those Bond girls that show up midway through the movie? They don't make it to the end of the movie. Yeah, no, but see, here we are. Like, we actually have someone that's capable. And she's great,
She's fantastic.
These two were in Knives Out before, and they had wonderful chemistry there, so it only makes sense that their chemistry is also fantastic here. And let me tell you, that girl knows her way around some choreography and some stunts, okay? She's good. Speaking of choreography and stunts, this movie has some wonderful stunts. I mean, whether it is Bond literally jumping off the side of this, ancient stone bridge, or these incredible long takes and these long shots, these action scenes. When you get up there in age, you kind of rely on stunt doubles, but not here, right? So Bond, as he's trying to make his way to the top of the bunker to open up the blast doors towards the end of the movie, we have a nice long take of him going all the way up, single shot, no cuts, as he's beating people up, grenades are going off. Beautiful sound design, by the way, if this doesn't get nominated and therefore win. I mean, the Oscars are already a joke, but they'll just continue to be a joke.
You're right.
And it's a great action scene. It's a wonderful set piece. One last thing. We got to talk about the Bond villain, right? Every movie has a Bond villain.
Yeah.
And a Bond villain is either really, really memorable, like Silva, or is really, really poorly mishandled and incredibly racist, like whatever that was supposed to be in Die Another Day, where he was first a North Korean guy, and then he went, undergone surgery to become a British guy, and it...
What?
Clearly
never watched.
It's the one Bond movie with Madonna in it, and Halle Berry. Don't watch it. Rami, he is the Bond guy. He's got some face mess up stuff going on, and he's an interesting Bond guy. He's not the best in Daniel Craig's lineup. I'll be honest, but he's no Dominic Green, which means he's not the worst. Okay, he plays the menacing well. It's the eyes. Rami Malek has some weird eyes to begin with, and I'm pretty sure it's kind of why they picked him because the dude can stare into your soul and sing "Happy Birthday" to you, and you feel like you messed up somewhere in your life. But
he's so awesome, and he's just so. I love him. He looks so cool from Twilight to now. Well, not Twilight, but Breaking Dawn Part 1 and 2.
I don't think Bond and Twilight need to be in the same video, but
he did really good. He very much wasn't a action-y villain, but very much a psychological get in your head kind of twisty turny. I liked it a lot,
and I'll give him that. And I'll say that's probably a credit to Daniel Craig's Bond villains. Dominic Green was scrappy, then he shoved an axe in the front of his foot. Javier Bardem's Silva, he had some action moments, but it was really bringing down MI6 and just going after M herself. Blofeld, he was really just trying to just screw Bond from now until the end of time, and then he shows up here and he goes out in glorious fashion.
So glorious.
So Rami kind of falls somewhere in the middle. He's got some action beats to him, mostly not, though. However, he really redeems himself in one final act of dumb. When he has, this little vial, and he says, it's an insurance policy. Yeah, and he breaks it, and it gets on to James, and then come to find out, it's nanites. The little nanite disease thing, but it's programmed to Madeline and her daughter, which means that Bond can get off that island, but...
There's no point.
You can't get anywhere near them. You can't so much as, get on the same bus as them for fear that they'll touch anything that you may have touched. And then he may have been so-so leading up to the ending, but he killed it right there in that moment. No Time to Die is it for Daniel Craig. He dies. Yep. Now is his time to die, the year 2021. But Daniel Craig gave us 15 years of Bond movies that ranged from amazing to... Is that? I'm talking about Quantum, Quantum Solace. Is that? But he was great. He was a great Bond. It's a shame to watch him go, but at least he's able to go out on his own terms. This isn't one of those things where it's the end of a contract and that's it. It's him saying I'm done. And so they wrote it for him to be done, and I respect that. And I love this movie. So you guys already know where we stand on this. Of course, I'm gonna give this a a 007 out of 5 stars. Mrs. Taco, how many tacos are you giving this?
It was too long, and I had to keep shifting in my seat just to keep myself awake. I'll give it 2.5. I'm sorry. It just dragged on. I was just like, come on, get to the point already.
Get to the point.
This is just not my type of movie, clearly. I've never seen any of them.
It's true.
And I understand why. I don't need to. It does nothing for me.
It's good for your soul.
So yeah, I'll give it a 2.5 just because it's like, they showed up and did it.
They showed up and did it. So combined, the 7 and the 2.5, that's like a 10. It's a great movie. If you're into the Bond movies, if you like Daniel Craig as Bond, you're really going to enjoy this movie. You know, I mean, they make a lot of difficult decisions, but it's the end. If you didn't like his movies, then I don't know what to tell you. Guys, just hold out till next week. Go see Halloween, I guess. So that's our glowing review of our early screening in IMAX of No Time to Die, Daniel Craig's Time to Die, the movie.
Yeah.
If you guys have seen it, let us know down in the comments below.
Yeah.
Let me know what you think. If you liked it, let me know. If you didn't like it, let me know. Same old, same old. And until next time, guys, we'll catch you on the next movie review, which is going to get a little stabby, and maybe even a fireman's, chainsaw thing. Hint, adios. Bye.
Bye.